The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain Longman Simplified English Series Read by คณิ t า ศิรัตน์ Chapter 21 Digging for Treasure There comes a time in the life of every normal boy when is filled with a desire to go somewhere and dig for hidden treasure. This desire suddenly came upon Tom one day. He failed to find Joe Harper and Ben Rogers had gone fishing, but stumbled upon Huck Finn, the red hen. Tom took him aside and revealed the matter to him privately. "Where shall we dig?" asked Huck. "Oh, almost anywhere. Why is it hidden all around?" "No, of course it's not. It's hidden in very special place, Huck. It's sometime on islands, sometime in rotten trees under the end of a limb of an old dead tree, just where the shadow falls at midnight, but mostly under the floor in Hunt's house." "Who hide it?" "Why, robbers, of course. Who do you think teachers don't dare come back for it? No, they think they will, but they generally forget the marks, or else they die. Anyway, it lies there a long time and gets rusty. Then somebody finds an old yellow paper that tells one how to find the marks, a paper that has to be studied for about a week because it's mostly sight. Have you got one of those papers, Tom?" "No." "Well then, how are you going to find out the marks?" "I don't want any marks. They always bury it under Hunt's house, or on an island, or under a dead tree with one ram sticking out. There are lots of trees with dead rams sticking out, hundreds of them." "It is under all of them." "How do you talk?" "No." "Then how you do which one to go for?" "Go for all of them." "Why, Tom, it will take all the summer." "Well, that doesn't matter. Suppose you find a pot with $100 in it, or a rotten cheese full of diamonds. Would you like that?" Huck's eyes glowed. "That's fine, Tom, fine enough for me. Just give me $100, and I won't waste any diamond." "All right, but I won't turn my nose up at diamonds. Some of them are worth $20 each. There aren't any worth less than $1. Haven't you ever seen one, Huck?" "I don't think so. Oh, kings have bags of them." "Well, I don't know any kings, Tom." "I know you don't, but if you went to Europe, you would see heaps of them." "Are they in heaps?" "In heaps? No." "Well, why did you say they were?" "I only meant that you see a lot of them." "Not in heaps, of course. Why should they want to be in heaps?" "All right, but where are you going to dig first?" "Suppose we try that old dead ram tree on the hill the other side of Stillhouse Stream." "All right." So they got a rusty pick and spade and set out on their 3-mile walk, their life horse and breathless, and threw themselves down in the shades of rays. Then they worked and sweat off half an hour. There was no result. They labored another half hour. There was still no result. "Do they always bury it as deep as this?" asked Huck. Sometimes, not always, not generally. I think we haven't got the right paid. So they caused a new spot and began again. The Bravo dragged a little, but still there made progress. Finally, Hank leaned on his spade, wife and sweet from his frost with his sleeve, and say, "We must be in the wrong place again. What do you think?" "It's very funny, Hank. I don't understand it." "Oh, I know what the matter is. What fools are you must find out where shadow of the rain falls at midnight. That where you dig. Then hang it all. We have done all this work for nothing. Now we have got to come back at night. It's a very long way. Well, I will come round and mail tonight." The boys were there that night about appointed time. They sat in a shadow waiting. It was a lonely place, and a boys talked little. Presently, their chance that midnight had come. They marked where the shadow fell to begin to dig hopefully. The hole deepened and deepened, but every time their hearts jumped when their heart the pig struck upon something. Their only suffer a new disappointment. It was only a stone or a root. "It's no use, Huck," said Tom at last. "We are wrong again. But we can't wrong. We mark the shadow exactly." "I know, but there's another thing. We only got time. Perhaps it was too late or too early." Huck drove his plate. "That is," he said, "we can never tell you the right time, and besides, this kind of thing is too awful. I feel as if there is something horrible behind me all the time, and I afraid to turn around, because perhaps there are another is fun waiting for the chance to jump at me. I have felt quite all over ever since I got here." "Well, I have felt the same. They nearly always put in a day's man when they bury a treasure under a tree to watch it." "Good heavens! Yes, they do. I have always heard that." "Tom, I don't like to interfere with fate. Where there are dead people, one's sure to get into trouble with them. I don't like to stir them up either." Suppose he is this one who was a stick his head out and say something. "Don't, Tom, it's awful. I say let's give his place up and try somewhere else." Tom considered for a moment and then said, "The haunted house, that it." "I don't like haunted house, Tom." "Why? They are far worse." "Then there's people. Their people might talk, but they don't come stealing loud in a cheese when you are not noticing, and dip over your shoulder and of a sudden and cry. They treat the way a ghost does. I couldn't bear such a thing as that, Tom. Nobody could." "Yes, but ghosts only travel about at night. They won't hinder us from digging there in the daytime. So what the use of being afraid?" "Well, all right. We'll try a haunted house off. You say so, but I think it's talking a lie." They had started to go down the hill by his time. There in the middle of a moonlit valley stood the haunted house, utterly lonely, its fence gone long ago with hiding. the doorstep, and chimney in runs. The window frames without glass, a corner of a roof were let in. The boys went far to write to keep as far as possible from such an even-looking place.